Hello, my fellow healers. My name is Adina, and I'm that healing girl. And in this pick a card reading, we're not going to be talking about any astrological energies per se, although this reading definitely is influenced by astrological readings, or I should say astrological energies, because right now we're in Virgo season, and right now we are in the energy of a very powerful lunar eclipse that happened on Sunday, September 7th. But this is a timeless reading, so you can use this reading at any time. Of course, just always take what resonates with you and leave the rest behind, trusting that you are exactly where you need to be right now in this moment. But this is a reading that explores divine feminine energy and what that might look like for you and how that might show up in your life. And this is a very powerful time to harness that energy. I definitely feel like the energies around this solar eclipse brought in like energies that have to do with tides, that have to do with oceans, that have to do with what would you call it, like menstruation, that have to do with releasing and letting go and flow, and very powerful things that can be construed as feminine. Of course, I really believe that that gender is on a spectrum, and so when I'm talking about this, it's more so energies versus binary limitations. But yeah, for this reading is specifically for all of my women, all of my trans women, all of my femmes, non-binary, gender-neutral folks out there who lean more towards the feminine energy spectrum. And anyone and everyone who resonates with this reading or feels drawn to it is also welcome. So that includes people that might identify as traditionally cishet male genders, but who strongly identify with feminine energy. However, this is specifically for those who are in their high priestess empress era. You know who you are. This is Virgo season, baby, so we're about to get into it. I have pile number 1 with this peach moonstone, pile number 2 with the clear quartz crystal egg, and pile number 3 with the Shiva Lingam crystal. And there's a lot of sort of round circular moon energies in this whole reading, and I used a lot of goddess decks as well. So without further ado, let's get into it. Pile number 1, 2, and 3. Okay, pile number 1, as always, I always take the tarot first, and we do have quite a few cards this time, so let's try and make sure we get them all in frame. I sometimes have an issue with that. 3 of Pentacles in reverse, 7 of Cups in reverse, Queen of Wands, 6 of Cups in reverse, Judgment in reverse, Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Interesting. So there feels, with this reading, it almost feels like there's a lot of resistance to like accepting your life path. Like you want to step in to that Queen of Wands energy. You want to step into that vital energy, but it might not necessarily be showing up in a way that you want. I feel a strong sense of procrastination with you in this particular crowd. And let's see. Yeah, and with this Queen of Wands energy, there is the Queen of Wands. She is like connected. She's networked. She is a powerhouse energy. Usually it's Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries, so they're very much in the public eye. But yeah, I feel like you're putting off a lot of things. With this 3 of Pentacles and Queen of Pentacles, you're putting off sort of like your financial potential somehow. Yeah. You're putting off that. And with the Three of Pentacles, one of the things that's holding you back, for whatever reason, is you are not using all of your resources. And I think that has to do with things like going back to school, educating yourself, and basically making moves to put yourself where you want to be. Now, this could be on a lot of levels, but it feels very much on the level of career. And this is a theme that has been coming up even in other readings that I have on my IG. I am that healing girl. Yeah, you can totally find my IG with other bonus readings in the info box. But yeah, I feel like there's this process and there's all of these delays, but you're the one delaying it. And I think the reason why you're delaying it is because with this Seven of Cups in reverse, it's almost like you are frozen with different choices. Yeah. You have all these different choices, and you're kind of like frozen in that. And there might be some like fogginess, confusion, illusionary thinking as to where to go. What should my next step be for my career? Yeah. That's the vibe I'm getting from this. You're asking yourself that, but there's a lack of clarity. And with maybe with this peach moonstone, this moon, this lunar eclipse energy that has passed, but that is still in effect at the moment of this reading. There's a lot of things that have to sort of still drop away before the picture becomes clear. It's almost like, I don't know how to put this. It's almost like there's this, you dropped a stone in a lake or whatever, and it kicked up dirt, right? It kicked up all the dirt, and the dirt is all of your insecurities, all of the things that are holding you back, fears, lack of confidence, whatever that might be, and even maybe some real things in your way. Maybe there's people at work that are sort of standing in your way, or they're causing trouble or drama, or sort of being obstacles for you as well. But at the end of the day, what you really need to be clear about is your own trajectory and your own direction. And I think that all of these feelings and emotions and everything that have been stirred up, it's like clouding everything, and you really need to get clear. Yeah. And with the Six of Cups in reverse, the delay, the slowness, I think a lot of the stuff that was stirred up for you happened during the Mercury retro that we had a few weeks ago. And you're still kind of, even though we're out of that phase, you're still kind of feeling some of the residual from that, and you're still working through some of those emotions, if that makes any sense. Yeah. And also the Six of Cups is about like holding on to the past, nostalgia when it's in reverse. And with Judgment in reverse, you're trying to take something from the past into the future, and it's something that you've already judged that you don't want, but you're somehow trying to make it fit into your life. It doesn't fit, though. It could be a person, circumstance, old patterns, habits, attitudes, whatever it is that you're trying to take towards this new reality where you have this great career, upward mobility. Yeah, there's something that you're trying to take in the future, and I get a strong sense it might be like somebody or someone who is not necessarily your cheerleader, right? There's somebody that maybe that you think they are your friend, but they're like constantly like, oh, are you sure you can do that? Or, just constantly sort of sowing seeds of doubt within you. This could be a partner, a friend, or whatever. It could also be your own voice in your own head, too, that you need to let go as well, your own pattern of belief. But yeah, that's what I'm getting. So to put a little bit more clarity on all of the things I just kind of blurted out, because sometimes I just channel in a stream of consciousness. You yourself are trying to become this Queen of Wands, you want to become this Queen of Wands energy. You have the potential to become this Queen of Wands energy. You have networks, you have connections, you have tools, but you need to get more. And that's where this Three of Pentacles is coming in. That has to do with building a foundation, gaining extra knowledge and extra resources. There's still some things you need to get. And I feel like it's more training, updating skills, or something like that. And this has come up in a couple of readings in the past, like I said. So this must be something out there in the collective consciousness. Of course, with all the huge amount of layoffs that have been happening. Maybe it's even that you lost your job and you're looking for a new one. So with that in mind, you have a lack of confidence or procrastination around doing that. Because you feel like it's going to be a hassle. Like, oh my God, I already went through all the trouble getting all the knowledge I do have, and now I have to go through and do all this stuff all over again. But you're really not doing stuff. You're taking the knowledge that you have and you're applying new concepts and ideas. So you might just need to take a workshop or something else like that to brush up on your skills. That's one aspect. The other aspect of the Seven of Cups is that you have a lot of different ways in which you could either gain this knowledge or a lot of different jobs in which you qualify for. You're not quite sure which one to pick, where to go. There's a lot of confusion around that. And so I think the best step for you would be to collate whatever skills you have, put them down on a piece of paper, and write down also what skills that you want to sort of shore up, and what new skill or skills you want to take a workshop or two to gain. And then also research the job market to see which options are viable right now in this job market and which ones have a little bit of upward mobility, because you are trying to get into this Queen of Pentacles position and turn it upright where you have a career of purpose. The thing that's holding you back is you are trying to bring something from the past into the future. That does not work. Now, maybe it's an old skill, but I strongly feel like it might be either an attitude that you have towards your own self, or somebody who is basically not being a cheerleader for you, and somebody who is causing you to doubt yourself and your abilities. That could be doing it because they're jealous, or maybe they just don't want to lose you. Maybe they feel like they're going to lose you and they're insecure. So this could be a partner, a friend, or whatever, because whatever you get, maybe it requires you moving, or maybe it requires that you have invest more time away from them, things like that. See what the Goddess card has for this deck. Isn't that beautiful? I will list all the cards in the info box so that you can look up any decks you want to get. Amphitrite is the ancient Greek triple goddess in her guise as ruler of the sea. Her name, used synonymously with the ocean by Homer, means the third one, who encircles the moon goddess. Amphitrite retained her individuality even under the later Greeks who had her married to Poseidon. She had special concerns for all creatures of the sea and is responsible for the foaming waves. Just as Amphitrite can moderate the winds and the sea, we can learn to calm the waves of our inner storms. Yeah. Your inner storm is that you don't feel confident. Yeah. You don't feel confident in what you're doing. Let's see. Who can I serve today? That's one of the things. Oh, that's one of the things you want to consider with your career option. Maybe it's a career of service. Maybe you're social service or nonprofit or something like that. In a world lacking soul-to-soul connections, small and simple acts are what create the biggest, most lasting impact. We shift our own pain and experience into an avalanche of love when we lose ourselves in the service of others. Who needs you today? Listen to your heart. Who needs you? Make one soulful connection today and give solely to spread more love, expecting nothing in return. Notice the joy you feel when you serve others. Whatever your new career is, or whatever way you want to sort of expand upon the career that you have now, it's going to be more in service of other people. So who can I serve today? How can this career serve humanity? Yeah. Help appears in various ways. There is much support for you. Sometimes you may get so adrift you forget the support systems that are with you continually. I think in this case, the help is not only from spirit, but also from people who can give you, not only help you suss out different careers and different workshops you might need, but also from people who can like recommend jobs to you or recommend different courses that you can take that are in your field. Changing woman cycles. You are going through a huge period of change. Yeah, you're going through a huge period of change. And yeah. And this change is scary. And this has come up in some readings that I've had that are peripheral to this, about change being a scary thing. We're going to read the changing cycles. Hold on 1 second. If I could find it. I don't know if that is even a card. Maybe it's just an extra card. Yeah, trying to see if that is a... Yeah, I don't see it as an actual... I think it's just like an extra card. Yeah. But changing cycles, where you're moving through different cycles. Let's look at the Whispers of the Ocean card and read that. Help appears in various ways. Like treasure washing up on the shore of a sandy beach, sometimes guidance comes in bits and pieces and you need to wait until you have the full message. You may soon be receiving inspiring or unexpected news. This could appear as an aha moment, bringing new information as needed or needed revelation. Pay attention to signs and omens. Pay attention to dreams, conversations, and other forms of communication. Pay attention to your self-talk. Whether you perceive you have help or not, you are loved. You have inner guidance, community, spiritual support, and awareness. Be sensitive to others who need your help, knowing that support is there for you. Don't worry, as you will have everything you need to move forward or possibly take a new direction. You have an ocean of assistance waiting to help you out. The key is to ask for guidance. Parrotfish is a vibrant fish that eats coral and assists in creating sand for beaches. Parrotfish have teeth that are fused into a strong tool that can break the coral rock. Even when something seems impermeable, the parrotfish reminds you there is a way to get through this. Your inner voice or knowing may hold the key to alternative solutions. Yes, so go into meditation. Ask your higher self, ask spirit, what do I need to do to clear the air and to find out my new direction to take towards my career? Yeah, that is the message that I have for you. I hope you enjoyed the reading. If it resonates, please like, subscribe, and comment below, and with the heart emoji, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Okay, pile number 2 with this clear quartz crystal egg. And again, there's this whole vibe, this energy of creation. Maybe you're birthing something into being, right? Let's start with our tarot cards first. The Empress in reverse. I did say maybe you're birthing something. Knight of Swords. You're laying down the constant fight and struggle with the Page of Cups, which is your emotions. But you're still in the middle of it with the 8 of Swords, 7 of Wands. There's a lot of 7 energy. So there's like this spiritual. There's a spiritual vibe. If somebody did you wrong, you will be getting karmic justice for it. That's the message that just came through. Yeah, you will be getting karmic justice if somebody has done something to harm you in the past. That's the message from Spirit for this reading. Yeah. With the 8 of Swords, there's this, you're fighting, it's almost like you've given up fighting against things that you cannot change in life. And maybe this has to do with the fact that whatever this Page of Cups energy was, this person, it feels like, hurt you in some way, broke your heart in some way. And even though you may have convinced yourself that you have gotten over it, in the back of your mind and in your heart of hearts, you're still heartbroken over this. And it's almost like a bleeding heart. I'm getting like this, like there's a wound there that's still bleeding. You know, you might have felt it scabbed over, but it's seeping still. You have not fully lanced the wound. But with this lunar eclipse energy that came in already, that's still in effect right now, for a little while, for another week or so, and will probably reverberate out into the next new moon phase, which I believe is in Virgo, which you might get some clarity around and some extra healing around it, because Virgo is very feminine energy, and it's also healing energy, and it's also earth energy. So it takes a little bit, it's slower healing, but it's a deeper healing once you do accomplish it, especially on the emotional, grounding your emotional energy and healing that. But somebody, yeah. And with this Knight of Swords energy, they did it with words, with cutting words, putting you down, making you feel less than. You were not able to stand in your gentle vulnerability and femininity with them. Maybe I'm getting some of you wanted a child, and either they didn't want to have a child with you, or they pretended like they wanted to have a relationship and strung you on. So now you feel like, man, like I wasted all this time and energy that I could have spent having a child with somebody I care about with this person. And they just wanted to be with you, but they never wanted to really build the kind of life you have. Maybe you wanted a child and they didn't, but they kind of were like disingenuous and kept stringing you along. And now you feel like you've wasted a lot of reproductive years. I'm getting that from some of you. And then some of you are going through perimenopause or menopause and realize that you were in a relationship that really hurt you. Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting the cutting words. You were not able to live in vulnerability, in gentleness and softness. You wanted to have a very traditional sort of feminine energy, and you wanted to feel protected, but you didn't feel that way. There was a constant fighting with the Seven of Wands. And this, yeah. And part of it, you know you should have left earlier. You know that you're feeling guilty about that too. But this is time to release all that. That person will get some kind of a karmic justice. That's the vibe I'm getting from that. And this is not like, oh, revenge. Oh, like, no, it's just that I feel like the justice will come back in the fact that they might realize what they've done and how their own actions basically are also hurting them. And they might have to just kind of accept that pain and work through that pain, because we're all on our own journeys, right? They, whatever the verdict is, it feels karmic, it feels spiritual. They're being taught a valuable lesson, a painful one. You had to go through this pain as well, which might also be a lesson for you about boundaries and about what you will and won't allow in your life. So yeah, that's the vibe I'm getting you. I'm really sorry for what you went through, pile number 2, but now you are ready to release that hurt and to embrace a new era of softness and gentleness, and you are giving it to yourself. You're not waiting for somebody else to do it. If you wanted a child, you're just going to go ahead and maybe do may have a surrogate or adoption, or maybe you're just like, I'm gonna, get artificially inseminated or something like that. You're going to go to a sperm bank. You're going to have the child on your own. You're not going to wait for, essentially a man to come in and get, rescue you and all of that. Yeah, you're taking back your power. And some of you are looking for a partner, another partner, going on that search again. All those things are valid as well. Let's see. Where am I with my health goals? Where do I want to be? Why am I not there? And what will it take for me to feel well? The energy of this relationship really took a toll on you health-wise. Yeah. It's emotionally exhausting. So this might be also a combo of mental health, but maybe it was showing up in your body, like you had, maybe excess weight, or you had issues with, because it was pulling on your energy. And now that you let it go, maybe you'll lose any unwanted weight. Maybe you will become more healthy and vital. Maybe that person ate a lot of junk food and you didn't, and they brought that energy into your life, but now you're eating healthier, hydrating. Maybe now you also have time to do all these things because you're not constantly giving your energy to this other person. If my body could talk, what would it say? That's a really important question. Maybe you need to journal that. Feed your body what it needs to feel nourished, appreciated, and loved. Make some new exciting goals to take your health to the next level. And again, this is spiritual, energetic, physical, and soul health. Do things that make you happy and make your soul happy as well. Hesta, earth and home. Yeah. It's really important for you to create a sanctuary for yourself. That's another vibe I'm getting. To make your home into a sanctuary. Because there was so much strife in this home, in your home. And now that person is gone or leaving, you'll get more peace. It says, Hearth home, I am what's at the core, the indescribable, the elusive, the living presence that inhabits and transforms a building, a dwelling, an edifice, taking it from the realm of marble, stone, or wood, and with its hearth fire lit, making it home. Mythology, Hestia is an ancient goddess. That she is invoked by simply lighting a fire in your hearth. She was central to civilization because she represented the center of the home and community, the town, the city. No meal could be eaten without her, for she was the very fire that transformed the ingredients into nourishment. Conscripted into the Olympian pantheon, eldest goddess Hestia gave up her seat and went to tend the hearth, so the new god of ecstasy and wine, Dionysus, could be seated. Meaning of the card. Hestia has come to tend her hearth fire in your life and tell you it's time to focus on home, whether you're living alone with your family or with friends. It's time to make your home a priority. Perhaps you're living in a house that is not your home, or with people you don't want to live with. Perhaps your home is filled with so many others that you have no space of your own. Perhaps your life is such a busy whirlwind that your dwelling is not your home, merely a place to change clothes and sleep. Now is the time to come home. Hestia says that wholeness is nurtured when you learn to come home to yourself, and then to create the appropriate physical manifestation, a home that will nurture you. Ritual suggestion, coming home. Find a time and a place where you will not be disturbed. Sit or lie comfortably with your spine straight and close your eyes. Focus your awareness on your toes and breathe into them. Allow yourself to feel present in your toes. How does that feel? Now expand your awareness to your feet and breathe into them. Again, what does that feel like? Expand your awareness to include your legs and breathe. Check in with yourself about how that feels. Continue expanding your awareness to include your pelvis, womb, abdomen, inner organs, and so on, until gradually you are aware of your entire body. Take a deep breath into all the parts of your body, and as you release it, allow yourself to feel really present at home in your body. Take more deep breaths, experiencing the sense of homeness, this presence in your body. Take as much time as you need to savor the feeling. I'm also getting from this that whoever this person was, they did not, they were disparaging towards your physical appearance. Yeah. They were disparaging towards your physical appearance. And it's time for you to reclaim that and express love for yourself, to love yourself in whatever way your body shows up in this moment. Break through to new dimensions. A new endeavor is on the horizon. Innovative energy wants to burst into your consciousness. Yes. And this innovative energy is like, I think it's like the new you that wants to break through to the surface. It's like you were underwater for all this time. And now it's time for you to sort of explode through to the surface and to essentially, it's like you're birthing your new self. It's a transformation of butterfly energy that's happening underneath the surface of all of this that you're coming into. It says you are being brought energy, renewed hope, faith, and a sense that you are truly blessed by the universe at this time. Courage, achievement, and inspiration are in place in your life. You are entering an energetic phase in your life filled with impactful power. Work towards developing a profound perception of yourself and those who are around you. Have faith for the long term and trust the universe. A better future is waiting for you. It is necessary to trust your dreams are possible, the faith that will help you push through obstacles, limitations, or the barriers to achieving your goal. The humpback whale can be very energetic when launching its huge body out of the water in a breach and then falling back. Breaching may be an act of play or could have some social meaning. Notice the fully white whale under the breaching whale. Albino humpback whales are extremely rare. Megaloo, or white fella, is the name Australians gave to the first albino humpback whale seen in their waters. When a Megaloo was first sighted, he was thought to be the only white whale in the world. A white calf believed to be his offspring has now been spotted. Seeing Megaloo or Megaloo Jr. is considered a blessing and a sign of luck. Yes. And with this, I definitely get like the energy that whoever this person was, they definitely made fun of your appearance here. Yeah. Time to come home for yourself. Time to love yourself any way your body shows up. Athena is presented. This is Athena. Beautiful artwork, right? And again, I'm going to list all the tarot and oracle cards. So Athena is presented by the Greeks as a virgin goddess of war and wisdom, a symbol of courage and friendship. She often counsels warriors to gentleness. She is especially honored as a goddess of agriculture, the creator of the olive tree and the flute, the ship, goldsmithing and shoemaking, and the goddess who introduced the yoke for the oxen and the bridle for the horse. She is a patron of all useful and elegant arts. In Greek mythology, Athena is said to have breathed soul into the man created by Prometheus, to have helped Prometheus steal fire from the heavens to give to man. Athena is a wonderful affirmation that there are no limits to what a woman can do with her intellect and creative ability. Yeah, again, I'm getting the energy that this person did try to tell you there were limits to what a woman can do. Maybe they had a very old world, patriarchal, traditional mindset that tried to, quote unquote, keep you in your place. And that was because of their own insecurities. They were afraid of what you could accomplish, but now you're free. I feel like you've moved past this person, or maybe you moved past them a long time ago, and there's a lot of lingering hurt, resentment, and healing that needs to happen. Definitely harness the full moon energy, eclipse energy that's happening right now in Pisces, that's one other very feminine sign. My IG channel is listed, and I think that I'm posting readings all the time, and it's definitely a divine feminine reading as well on there. But yeah, that is literally what I have for you. You have this wound that you are healing from this person in the past. They will definitely get karmic justice for however they hurt you, and maybe even others that you don't even realize that they hurt. And you will start to embrace the totality of yourself and your soft feminine energy, and you will reclaim your power. And that is what I have for you, pile number 2. If it resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and comment below with the heart emoji, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Okay, pile number 3 with this Shiva Lingam. And Shiva Lingam is definitely like a representative of the balancing of masculine and feminine energy, and yeah, it's all about balance and reclaiming that. It's about liberating yourself from your sacral chakra from shame. It's particularly like sexual shame and guilt and things like that. So if there's any abuse that has happened in that way, maybe any SA or anything like that, then the Shiva Lingam can help you come to terms with some of the emotions and start to heal yourself. And also, if you've been taught, very patriarchal or traditional, like some of us grew up in very repressive traditional religions that taught us that sex is bad or that women shouldn't enjoy sex and things like that. You can heal around that with Shiva Lingam as well. Also, if you need womb healing from trauma from past negative sexual experiences or relationships that were, emotionally harmful, you can heal from that with Shiva Lingam too. And also just residue, just lingering energetic residue from past sexual partners as well. Okay, yeah, Two of Cups in reverse. Oh my gosh. Speaking of that, the Lovers in reverse. Oh my God, yeah. What you are releasing, whoa, to come into this Nine of Cups energy, you're releasing the energy of past relationships or connections, whether they're negative or positive. If they're positive, just letting go residual energy to move on to something new, just saying goodbye to the old. But if it's negative, it might be a bit deeper than that, right? Yeah. Then Ten of Pentacles, yeah, you're moving in to your wish is to be also financially sufficient. Yeah, this is moving towards, and Ten of Pentacles is not just financial; it's relational. It's community. It's everything. You want a loving. You're moving towards a loving community. You're moving towards loving friends. You're moving towards financial abundance. You're moving towards possibly owning a home or property. You're moving towards a satisfying and loving relationship and releasing trauma and pain, guilt, and wounding from past relationships. The Devil, yeah. You're learning to balance out. If you were a person that spent a lot of time worrying about like you were guy crazy or whatever, you spent a lot of time worrying about guys and stuff like that, or if whatever, just romance. It doesn't have to be guys. I don't want to kind of make it binary. It could be of any sexual orientation. But if you are, you were caught up in relationships, let's put it that way, and you didn't do a lot of self investing in self and self development, that ends, as well as any habits that past relationships brought in, maybe substance abuse, anything else negative that past relationships brought in. You can also use the energy that's coming up as this powerful, that we're in, I should say, this powerful lunar eclipse energy in Pisces, to drop that energy out of your life. Any habits that you picked up from somebody else, being in a relationship with somebody else that you never did before that relationship, that is not your energy. You took on their energy, and you can let that energy go in lieu of positive habits. Two of Pentacles, yeah. The world. The world is your oyster. Wow. The world is your oyster. You have moved. Oh my gosh, you have an extra card. Pile 3 is always the extra. Yeah, the world is your oyster, and you have moved past, or are moving past the effects of negative relationships in your life. I'm getting a strong cleansing of the sacral chakra. And once you cleanse your sacral chakra and you release guilt, release shame, release a lot of those emotions and come into healing, then new relationships, new experiences will come in. I see travel. I see fulfillment, essentially. The world, you might end up finding this in another part of the globe. You might, let's say you're in the U.S., you might move to Europe or Africa or Canada or Australia or New Zealand or some other place, Latin America, to find this, energy, this wish fulfilled, Ten of Cups energy. But that abundance is coming in. It's because you released, and some of this, it was a negative twin flame situation. Some of it was past life karmic relationships with the partner that you came back to in this lifetime to learn things from, but now you have learned all you need to know, and you're releasing that karmic debt with that person. And maybe you both needed to heal from something that happened in a past life. Yeah, there's a lot of deep healing happening within the sacral chakra, and a lot of it is like sexual healing, like Marvin Gaye says, but not necessarily. Could be in that way. It could be you find a partner and they help you heal. They give you a sensual healing, right? Like you embrace that you are attractive and that you're loved and that you're cherished and that you're important to somebody else. And that is its own form of healing. And then you're also doing this healing on the side, right? Where you are doing self-discovery and where you are doing your own meditation and your own releasing of negativity from the sacral chakra. Yeah. And with this Two of Pentacles, I'm getting like a juggling feeling. Maybe there's a long distance relationship at first before you move, if this is the world, and you're like contacting somebody over, social media or, Zoom or whatever, and you're having all these insightful conversations with them, but maybe you don't live there, or maybe it's like an online group of some kind, a gaming group, a book club online, a meetup online group or whatever. And you meet this person, and now you're sort of going back and forth to where they are, juggling two points in the world. Yeah. So some of you might be in for a long distance relationship for a while before it solidifies and your lives merge more. Maybe one of you moves to the other person's location, and you make this happy home, wish fulfilled energy. And that's really what you want. You want the trifecta. You want financial health, financial wealth, relational wealth, security, community, abundance in all forms. That's what you want. I mean, it's not what we all want. What am I grateful for right now? Yeah. Adopt an abundance mindset. Gratitude is the antidote to all of our problems. It is impossible to be fearful and grateful at the same time. Gratitude improves our health, opens our heart, and changes our state. Today's soul action. The universal law of attraction says we attract into our lives that on which we are focused on. That on which we are focused. Close your eyes and put your hand on your heart and think of 3 things for which you are grateful today. Notice the abundance growing within you. Part of this is that you are embracing this attitude of abundance. Yeah. You're embracing an attitude of abundance, and it is literally changing your life for the better. Yeah. Let's go with this here. We want to make sure there's space. Push to the surface. You may have been complacent. You may be stalling or in need of a new surge of energy. Be aware of the dynamics of your life. Some of you might be drawn to pile too, because there's a definite message of that you are surfacing into this new individual. You're not doing it alone. I feel like spirit, guides, community help. Maybe you even need to, if you've experienced a significant amount of trauma from a relationship, you might need to go and get help, right? Like professional help, psychological help, or some kind of support group to get through. Yeah. To get through this, you need a push, not only to move in the right direction, but to move past the trauma. This might come from like self-help group books or psychologists or therapists. Push to the surface, 27. You may have become complacent. You may be stalling or in need of a new surge of energy. Become aware of the dynamics of your life. You are being gently urged to get back on track. You have become distracted by day-to-day activities or spending too much time daydreaming. It's time to admit you're not staying on task. Commit to yourself, returning to what you love doing. Get out a calendar and give yourself a deadline. There's a new energy being pushed in your direction. This could indicate a new chapter or phase is imminent. The incredible complexity of their mating songs suggests that humpbacks, oh my gosh, you might need to go back to pile 2, are highly intelligent. The rhythm and patterns of their sounds can teach you to hear your inner voice, how to be in touch with your personal truths, and to know the wisdom and the heartbeat of the universe. Whales ask you to embrace the unknown. That is why they're so connected to the emotional depths of the ocean, your thoughts and your emotional choices. The whale can help you understand on a deeper level the actions that have caused unrest in your daily life. Take inventory of how you have been utilizing your time. Have you lost a sense of direction or purpose? An idea or project could be lying dormant in the recesses of your mind. Brainstorm on the ideas that excite you. Consider whether you might need extra support, a little push from a coworker or friend. The number of humpback whales in our oceans is dwindling, and they are considered an endangered species. Humpback whales breed while they rest in warm tropical waters from late October to early May. Gestation for the whales typically 11 to 12 months. Their birth for their calves near the surface in warm, shallow water, and help newborns to the surface within the first seconds from birth. About a half an hour after the first push to the surface, they can swim on their own. Yeah, you might need a little bit of a push to release the trauma and go in the direction of your dreams. Pile number 3. Gildeptus, synthesis. And let's see over here for a second. Let's see what Gildeptus, and I feel like this has come up in a past reading. Gildeptus. And give me a second, I'll have to find it. Here we go. Gildeptus. I take opposites and conflicts, all that is contradictory. I take the diverse and the varied. I take the simple and the solitary and mix and merge, meld and blend. I take what is separate and create union. I bring together who needs to be brought together so wholeness is achieved. Gildeptus, whose name means Lady Hanging Hair, is the forest goddess of the Tlingit and Haida people of northwest North America. To her people, she was the mossy hanging branches of cedar when her people were threatened by the destructive whirlpool Kejigel Depgisk. I'm probably butchering that. I'm so sorry. I apologize. Which ate seafaring ships. She called all the natural powers of the coast together and prepared them for a sumptuous feast. Delighted with the feast, they all agreed to work with her. Thus, Gildeptus was able to synthesize her energies and change the whirlpool into a river. Meaning of the card: Gildeptus glides into your life to tell you why the way to wholeness for you now lies in synthesis. It's time to bring all the divergent parts, all the opposing pieces together into one whole you. At this time in your life, you may be engaged in conflict or opposition. Now you must resolve it and create union. Perhaps you are dissipating your energy, your life force in too many directions, or have hundreds of irons in the fire. This is time to find the common thread that will serve your needs in the best way. Gildeptus says that by learning to listen to all different pieces, all the divergent parts of you, and this can include your family, community, partner, you can hear and give what is needed to create wholeness. Wholeness is created when all parts are honored and listened to, when all parts are brought together and synthesized into a whole. The universe, or the greatest gifts to the whole, often lie in the most desperate pieces. So I'm just going to let this be here, and you can screenshot it if you want to read it. It's a lot longer than that. The suggestion. And I think for you, you definitely, whatever happened in that last relationship, there's still pieces of fragmented energy that you need to call back to yourself from those time periods. So soul retrieval and reintegration might be helpful for you, or just the simple act of seeing yourself calling back your energy from all times and places and all the partners you've been with. You can call that energy back into you, back into your womb, back into your sacral chakra and your energy body. and seal up your aura with white light. You can do that because there might be pieces of your energy out there hanging out with other people. You might also need to do some cord cutting, especially around the sacral chakra. Sometimes cord cutting is necessary as well. Let's see, Themis, one of the oldest and most revered of the Greek goddesses, the daughter of Gaia, the earth goddess. Themis is the mother of the three fates who determine the destiny of all mortals and gods. Shown here as the giver of dreams, she was once consulted at Delphi as the bestower of oracles. Themis is prophecy incarnate. Her oracles derive from her sense of order and connection to nature. In Greek mythology, transformed to Mount Olympus, she personifies the social order of law and custom. A reminder that social order is ultimately dependent on the natural order of the earth. Themis is a grounded earthly goddess who is also comfortable moving through the shifting mantic worlds of dreams. She is a deep wisdom, familiar with both the depths of the earth and the heights of the sky, a guide unto the soul. I think that Themis represents, in this case, like your ability to connect to your higher self, and your ability to connect to the earth and ground yourself as you're going through all of this release of trauma, right? Yeah. So as you're going through all this shifting, stay grounded, and also pay attention to your dreams, because your dreams might give you insight into how you can better heal yourself on a subconscious level. But yeah, that is all that I have for you, pile number 3. I hope you enjoyed your reading. If you did and it resonates with you, please subscribe, like, and comment below with the heart emoji. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.